We're not quite up the creek without a paddle as we navigate the Burnett River to anchor in Bundaberg's town reach for the first time. Here we explore this delightful regional city, enjoy its outstanding aviation museum, and welcome aboard a special new crew member. So what's the go today, Karen?
Well, we're upping anchor at 12:30 precisely. That is what the Whoosh crew said to us. 12:30 we are upping anchor and we're heading up the reach. And that is to the city reach of Bundaberg. We've never been up there before. So it's really nice that Bob and Lynn in Whoosh, our great mates, can take us on up there. And behind us we have Belinda as well. So the three boats are going to head on up there. Unlike everybody else who exited out and went to Fraser, we're imagining, we're going the opposite direction. Typical of our Dreamtime crew, always doing something different.
Yeah, it's a bit interesting. We're navigating up the Burnett River. Well, when we say we're navigating, Bob and Lynn on Whoosh have been up there a number of times in the past. We never have, so guess what? They're playing pilot. We are sitting straight in their wake. Belinda is in our wake. And it's all follow the leader. But I mean, these river deals can get interesting because the sandbanks move, etc. But what we've got is a incoming tide. We're going up at about half tide. It should give us a minimum of about a metre under our keel. And the good news is there's more water on its way. So if we do actually touch bottom on the mud or sand and heaven forbid come to a stop, all we've got to do is wait, because that's as bad as it's going to get. The tide's coming in, not out.
Heading up the river, the first thing we see on our port side is the Bundaberg Port Marina. Now we have stayed here and absolutely love this marina. The staff are wonderful. Sam in the office, she could not be more helpful. Simple things like you have a free shuttle service into the town of Bundaberg itself each morning and afternoon. And on a Sunday, the one thing that I particularly enjoy is that they give you a free shuttle service out to Shalom markets. And they are seriously one of the best farmers markets that we have come across. I'll also mention that normally the fuel here is the cheapest on the coast. We intend to fill up on our way out of the river. Even though we don't need too much, we'll definitely top them up. You can actually read about our stops at Bundaberg in our blog, and we will have a link for you on the screen and in the descriptions. So check it out. If you're ever here, it's worth a stop. We're coming up to the Bundaberg Sugar Terminal. Bundaberg is known for its sugarcane district. That long building in the background there that we see is absolutely chocked full of sugar. Yes, I know many people say it's so bad for you, but hey, you've got to have a little bit of sweetness in your life. We've got the sugarcane farms right up to the river's edge here. It's quite lovely to look at. It's very windy out there though, as you saw. We're currently getting 21 knots.
Well, I did a Navionics automatic route for the trip up the river, just as a comparison, so I could see how close to it Bob with his experience led us. So far it's been reasonably close. It's a nice trip. Really nice new flash houses along the riverbank. The farms right up to the river's edge. And coming around the corner of them, we're going to pass old barn building.
Likewise, whoosh, we have also slowed down. We're down to 3.5, 3.6, so yeah, nice and slow through this area, thank you.
No problem. Whoosh.
We got 15 to 20 knots blowing directly behind us at the moment. The tide's coming in. I've got the boat in neutral, trying to stay behind Bob and Lynn on Bush. And we're currently doing 4.9 knots across the earth. So that's from the wind and the incoming tide with the propeller stationary 4.1 knots. That was our shallowest piece so far. We got down to 2.3 metres. We draw 1.5, so not bad. 0.8 of a metre under the keel. And interestingly, it's the first time that the navionics has been totally bombed. If we followed navionics, we would have gone on the wrong side of the red marker there. I suggest we probably would have been aground. So Bob's local knowledge and the fact that they put the marker where it's supposed to be.
Wash on the keel, 0.9.
Thank you for that, whoosh.
All good. Bush has seen 0.9 under their keel. We calculate we're 0.8. And now it all gets deeper.
Of course, where you grow sugar, you should be able to make lots of alcohol. And of course, Bundaberg does that in its Bundaberg rum factory. And it's right here on the river. An enjoyable place to actually have a tour, most definitely, especially in the tasting room afterwards.
Let's try reverse.
Gentle reverse. Coming up. Bow is coming round. Looks like we may be hooked in, guys.
Wait. We're good.
Thank goodness for that. It's cider time. Bundaberg is quite an attractive regional city that has retained a lot of its colonial architecture throughout its CBD.
For cruisers, the Bundaberg Town Reach offers a good pontoon to access the shore, a well-equipped chandlery on the riverbank, and even an ideal sundowners location to get together.
To provision. Well, just to pick up some fresh. We don't need a lot, just to get some more fresh, because we have a package arriving tomorrow who eats an awful lot.
And who would our new crew member be?
Our new crew member would be grandson Christian.
And he sailed with us a lot?
He has. Last time, in actual fact, was 4 years ago that he had a long trip with us, and he was on board for 36 days. So this time round, we've got to get him home for Christmas, his mother says. So we reckon 24th of December would be pretty good.
So we're thinking he'll be on board for 2 or 3 weeks as we make our way from Bundaberg back down into Moreton Bay. And he's a little bit older this time, so what we're working on is the theory that he's going to learn to do more on the boat this time.
So he'll also eat a lot. Oh, you may not eat on the river.
So while our anchorage in the town reach is right next door to the old traditional CBD, like many regional cities, the shopping centres have moved out to mega malls.
They have, so we have done it's not that far, you know, it's a nice walk actually, though it's pretty hot today. And if we get much cold stuff, like ice cream, for our little man who's coming, we might have to get an Uber back.
Does he get all the ice cream?
Of course.
This is not fair. It's not fair on the old guys. I guess Christmas must be around the corner. So it's the shopping centre.
Grocery delivery. Everything in, mate?
Everything's in except you.
Oh, geez. I thought you were going back to the boat to empty it all.
Oh, just bring the booze back to you. This afternoon we've headed to the Bert Hinkler Hall of Aviation. It's housed in the Bundaberg Botanical Gardens. Now this is an incredible museum dedicated to the memory of one of Australia's, and in fact the world's, great pioneer aviators. Bert Hinkler set many solo non-stop records starting from about 1922. Was a pilot in the First World War, worked as a test pilot, the first man to fly across the South Atlantic, and this is the plane that he set his first world records in for non-stop flight. He flew from the UK to Australia in 15.5 days, and that was just something that was phenomenal in its time. Unfortunately lost his life in Italy in an aircraft crash trying to set a new record for the UK-Australia route. Many of the displays in the excellent museum are very interactive, much to the delight of grandson Christian.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not on the plane with you, Christian. Man.
Karen and Christian intrigued by the audio-visual about the restoration of Bert Hinkler's car. This incredible Armstrong Siddeley boasts a massive 18 horsepower 6-cylinder engine. What a speed demon. Beautifully restored though by a whole team of volunteers. And I have to say, this is a fantastic museum. It's even got a number of his old planes, flight simulators, lots and lots of audio visuals. And he eventually settled in the UK. And believe it or not, they've disassembled the house he lived in, brick by brick, moved back here to Bundaberg, and it's just across the path from the museum.
Oh, it's a beautiful garden, isn't it? I mean, most botanic gardens are, we can always say that. It really is lovely, and to actually have the Hinkler Museum set within is well done, Bundaberg, is what I can say. It's well done.
Yeah, it's a feel to be standing on the balcony where Bert and Nancy used to enjoy the sunshine.
It's amazing, isn't it, to think that this home was built in England, and brick by brick it's been taken apart and brought here back to Bert Hinkler's birthplace. And it's an insight to their life, isn't it? Where pictures just don't tell the full story. if you can walk through a living history like this. It's wonderful.
Old train diesel locomotive that would have hauled the harvest. Now taking us for a ride, a very noisy ride, around the Bundaberg Botanical Garden. This morning we're heading back down the Burnett River to an anchorage just inside the mouth of the Burnett Heads. We're anchored down the bridge end of the town bridge, and there's been some rumour that there's a little bit of foul ground around here, which means our anchor or our anchor chain could be fouled on something. And just to make me a little bit more suspicious, we haven't really been swinging the full length of our chain. We've just been pivoting in the one spot fair bit. So I think there's a possibility the chain could just be hooked from something. So we're going to see if we can up anchor a little bit earlier than Bush and Belinda, who are going to go downriver with us. Hopefully it comes straight up and we just circle around for a while till they're ready. But if we've got a problem, it gives us a little bit more time and maybe be able to use the trip line we've got on the front of the anchor to get it free. So, let's hope.
All ready to go. Either way, Woody.
We have a sailing gang. Sailing across. Hello.
Hello. And who are you?
Christian.
Christian who?
Oberg.
As a man of many answers.
And Christian is crewing on our Dreamtime for how long, Christian?
About a month.
About a month, yes! Rob, we're going quickly. Bobby's doing camera that way, Nanny's doing camera this way. So you are our grandson.
Yes.
And you've been on the boat before, Christian?
Yes.
And you love sailing, don't you?
Yes. I love swimming.
You love swimming as well? What else do you love doing?
Fishing. I like fishing, and I like catching crabs, that sort of stuff. And snorkeling. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm just hanging out with your grandparents, right?
Yeah.
The right answer.
And also I like driving the boat.
Yep.
Which we will happily let you on the boat, but not quite in the river where we
No,
can run
in the
aground very
river.
easily.
Yes. So when we get out sailing, Christian is going to be hauling on those lines, and Nanny's going to be sitting back drinking cocktails.
I think the dolphins were fishing the way they were scurrying around.
Yep, he has a fish. He has a fish in his mouth.
Had a fish sideways in its mouth.
Caught any fish, Christian?
Well, I did, and then it fell off.
Ah, the joys of fishing, hey mate.
Got a full moon rising tonight. It's actually a blood moon. Second full moon of the 1 calendar month.
Wonderful thing about Bundaberg is it's seafood, and the gentleman who actually owns the marina here also owns all of the fishing fleet in town. So the great thing is we don't only get the cheapest fuel, but we also get the best seafood on offer. And this platter, plus some that's downstairs because it's way too much, even this is, for the 3 of us tonight for dinner, was only $60.
$60.
You can't.
If you're enjoying our videos, please make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. It really does help us with YouTube to reach more people. If you also hit the bell button, you'll be notified each time we release a new episode. Come sail with us again soon.